The midstream decision check. Your system didn't remove decision-making. It redistributed it. Here's what I mean by that. Most founders build systems because they want fewer decisions depending on them. That's a good reason to build one. But there's something systems do that almost nobody talks about. They don't remove the human decision-making. They redistribute it. You make the original call. Then someone else decides when to record it, how to interpret it, whether it's urgent. Who needs to know? Whether they even have enough authority to act, or whether they should ask again. Those are midstream decisions. And today isn't about fixing all of them. It's about seeing the layer underneath the system you already built and noticing whether it sounds like yours. Think of a decision as moving through 3 zones. Upstream. Upstream is where the original call gets made, a new priority, a price, a policy, a commitment to a client. Downstream. Downstream is what the decision eventually produces. The project that moves, the client who feels it, the results that finally show up. And in between those 2 points is midstream. That's the human judgment. Someone decides what the call means for their part of the work. Someone decides what has to move first. Someone decides whether this is the moment to follow the process or pause because it feels different. Small choices, ordinary ones, but together, they decide whether what you said upstream is actually what arrives downstream. Midstream isn't new. Something has always had to happen between a decision and its results. What changes with growth is the distance. Early on, you made the calls and saw the response almost immediately. Someone misread it. You caught it in real time. A priority shifted. You just said so. The gap was so short, midstream barely had time to drift. Then the business grows. Now the decision moves through more stations, more people, each working from a different slice of the context, each one making its own call in real time about what to follow and what to let slide. A system helps organize that distance. It doesn't make those human decisions disappear. It just gives them more places for it to happen. Nobody upstream lied to you. The blueprint was right. Something happened midstream. Here's where I see this show up. 4 ways. First, the relitigation decision. A call gets made. Then the same issue comes back for discussion. And again, people remember the conversation. They just can't confidently say whether it was ever concluded or who's allowed to call it final. The meeting ended. The decision didn't. Second, the orphan call. Everyone agrees with the decision. Nobody clearly responsible for recording it, telling the people who weren't in the room, or confirming it actually reached where it needed to go. Agreement gets mistaken for ownership. Third, the retroactive override. Someone acts on a decision they were given. Then someone with more authority steps back in and changes it. Sometimes that new call is the right one, but the team still absorbs the lesson. A decision might not be final just because you were told to act on it. Next time, people will wait a little bit longer before moving. Fourth, the phantom ruling. Everyone behaves like a decision was made, but nobody can point to where. Different people remember different versions. Eventually, someone asks, wait, didn't we already decide this? The decision existed. It just didn't survive the line. On their own, none of these look serious. Someone plans to log it later. Someone assumes another person was included. Someone waits for the next meeting instead of interrupting now. Each choice, completely reasonable, but they compound. Small delay, small delay, small delay, until the distance between what you decided and what arrived shows up as recall. By then, it doesn't look like 4 small decisions. It looks like one big problem. Your system didn't fail. It probably did exactly what it was built to do. The question isn't whether your business has a midstream layer. It does. The question is whether the layer has ever been looked at, or whether the downstream is still the first place you find out what's happened inside it. I built something to help you trace one real decision through all 3 zones and see where it actually changed shape. It's free, and the link's in the description. If you found this helpful, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.